episode 17 of Northside Manor. A very sad episode for you guys today, but it's okay.
Not too sad because the future is bright for the Chicago Cubs.
We're not going to dwell on the past and what happened this week. It was heartbreaking, but the future, like you said, is bright.
Very bright.
So,
but we do have to do the game recap.
We do,
even
yes.
though it's very heartbreaking. Let's get right into it. The NLCS versus the Mets, game one. The Mets won 4-2. Anthony Rizzo was hit by a pitch and later scored off of Starlin Castro's double. Kyle Schwarber hit his fourth home run in the postseason.
Unbelievable.
I know, he's amazing. Game two, Cubs were looking to split the series against the Mets. Didn't happen. Cubs looked to get their offense going. Chris Bryant doubled to deep left field, which would score Dexter Fowler. The Cubs did lose that game 4-1. Game three, Cubs were looking to bounce back after a shaky start to the NLCS with back-to-back road losses against the Mets. Schwarber decided to break some home run records by hitting his fifth one of the postseason before turning 23. He joins an elite list which includes Mickey Mantle, Andrew Jones, Miguel Cabrera, and Bryce Harper. Soler hit a monster home run to center. 5-2 was the final score, and the Mets did win.
Going off that Schwarber thing, that's outstanding with what he did. So congrats to him. He's had an outstanding season.
His future is very bright.
Yes, his future is very bright.
He will have a great career. Game four, sad day. Cubs were looking to avoid being swept by the Mets. Jason Hammond was pulled after 4 outs in the fourth inning. Kyle Schwarber grounded out that scored Soler in the bottom of the 8th inning. Rookie of the Year hopeful Chris Bryant hit a towering 2-run homer to make it 8-3.
Which was the final score.
Yes.
So the Mets do advance to the World Series. They are awaiting the Blue Jays and Royals game. So,
You know, sad game
very
recaps,
sad. Yes.
but still so proud of this team. So like I said earlier, the future is very bright for the Cubs.
Yes, the Sun-Times did a big 8-page dedication to the Cubs, and it says "Back to the Future" with Chris Bryant on there, and it says, "Forget about that NLCS sweep by the Mets. The best is yet to come for these young Cubs."
And it's really true.
It really is. You know, Chris Bryant, he hit the last home run of the season, which is good and bad. You know, no one wanted the season to end, but there's a lot to look forward to.
Exactly. So we can't be we can be sad. We're allowed to be sad, but still, next season will be amazing.
Yes.
And seasons to come.
February can't come fast enough for
I know.
pitches and catches to report.
Exactly. I'm very excited.
Yes. One thing that I am excited about, and I think I can speak for both of us, we're
Yeah.
both excited that the Cubs officially signed Eddie Julio Martinez, one of the top 3 prospects in the Cuban League. There was a bunch of tampering, so to say, between the Cubs and Giants. So the MLB did their research and investigated the situation and ended up saying that he's the Cubs prospect and they're allowed to sign him, and so they signed him for that $3 million signing bonus.
It's something to be very excited about.
Yes. So our future is still very bright.
We need sunglasses.
Exactly. Yes, we do.
Today's stat of the day, Kyle Schwarber ties the record with the most home runs before the age of 23 in the postseason. Also, he's now the Cubs' all-time leader in postseason home runs.
Good for him. That's awesome. And going off of that, you know, the Cubs will have now that postseason experience to hopefully accelerate and be the team to beat for years to come, which they will be, no matter what. They'll be contenders for a long, long time.
And it will be very exciting to watch. I'm very excited to see this young team just develop.
Another thing to be excited about is the off-season trade rumors and moves that have been happening already. The big one is LA Dodgers manager Don Mattingly is done with the team. He wanted out. And this came after 5 days of meetings and they couldn't agree. So Don said he's done. And will hopefully look for a new position elsewhere. Staying with that organization, star pitcher Zach Greinke opted out of his contract. So he is now becoming a free agent. He asked for, I heard, close to $120 million, and he wants like a 7 or 8 year deal. John Lester signed a 6-year contract close to that. So people are saying maybe he'll get lucky and land with the Cubs. But I don't think the Cubs really want him. That's my personal opinion.
I don't think they'll get him.
I mean,
I don't think they'll be interested, but
the only person I can really see them going for would be David Price.
exactly.
James Shields comes to mind still. And possibly, this has been throughout the season, Jeff Samardzija might come back. They need a little bit of someone in the back end of the bullpen. Because Dan Herron just retired yesterday. So they'll need someone to fulfill that back half of the bullpen. And that's kind of goes, will they stay with Jason Hamill, Kyle Hendricks, what's going to go on? So that moves to trade rumors. I heard through the grapevine that Jason Hayward reportedly said that he wants to come to the Cubs. How do you feel about that?
I would like to see that.
I like him. I mean, I didn't like him during the Cardinals.
He wears small uniforms, but...
So I heard. I read it, and they were talking about it on ESPN 1000. So it's a possibility. Then that leaves up, where does Dexter go?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of things about Dexter. Might not be back next season, but
Oh well.
it's a business.
Yeah, it's a business. Someone who had an amazing postseason.
Probably the most hated guy in Chicago right now.
I can't even look at him. I unfollowed a lot of people on Twitter, blocked a lot of people on Instagram, just because he was all over my feeds.
Yeah, I did the same.
Daniel Murphy of the Mets. He's had an outstanding postseason. I have to give it to him for that. But I don't like him. I don't. Hitting all the home runs that he did in the postseason. Unbelievable. As a fan of the game, that's outstanding to reach that milestone. As a Cubs fan, I hate him. Well, hate's a strong word. I despise him.
You would like him if he was on the Cubs.
Yes. He ruined the Cubs season. I mean, Cubs World Series hopes.
Yes.
Just everything that he's done.
Just stepped on them.
Yes.
Pretty sad. But you can't hate him for being good.
And he did win the MVP of the NLCS. So congratulations, Daniel, and good luck to the Mets organization in the World Series. Make the NL proud. When a season comes to end, you can't help and think, what could we have done better? What should we do in the future? But for this Cubs team, I don't think you can really say anything. What could we have done better, or what should we do in the future?
You look at a group of players like we have here right now, and in my mind's eye, first of all, I know it's going to happen. I know we're going to be very successful with this group of players. And I'm going to talk playoffs, I'm going to talk World Series this year. I promise you, I am. And I'm going to believe it.
Swing a line drive, Cubs win. Base hit to left. Cubs win the ball game.
Here's Bryant. Is this the one? You bet it is. The first of Chris Bryant's career.
Listen to these Cub fans.
Popped him up. Astros not going to take a step. Cubs win. Cubs win. Cubs win. Low pitch. Driven out into right center span. Going after it. He can't get it. Cubs win. Cubs win. Cubs win.
Here comes Bryant to score. Cubs win the ball game.
Cobbin runs on the 3-2 and a fly ball hit to deep left. Bradley looks up. That ball is gone. Caesar tags. Ball game over. Cubs win. Cubs win. Kristen Orpia, the hero tonight.
Bryant to left again. And Bryant has gone deep again. Grand slam.
He strikes out the side in the ninth inning. And Jake Arrieta has thrown his first career no-hitter.
First off, I want to congratulate the Mets, the whole organization, the players, Sandy Alderson in particular. They did a great job, unbelievable playoff performance, certainly earned it, and very deserving to represent the National League in the World Series, where we wish them the best of luck. Secondly, I want to thank our fans just for the incredible support they provided all season long. You know, that tip of the cap from our team last night was genuine, it was heartfelt, and it was well deserved on behalf of the fans. They were incredibly patient with us for 3 years during the rebuild, and stuck with us. And then when it was time, you know, to fall in love with the team and show up and get loud, second half of the season and through the playoffs, they did that incredibly well. Helped us get through the Cardinal series, games 3 and 4, with their support. So the fans mean the world to us.
This is the season, oh yeah, this is the season, oh yeah. We keep believing, oh yeah, we keep believing, oh yeah. Just straight to the top of the division.
We hope you enjoyed that tribute we had put together for you guys. Putting it together was very, very heartwarming and bittersweet.
Yeah.
So definitely watch it again if you need to. Kleenexes, you might be on hand if you have to watch it a couple more times. But as we are getting ready to wrap this up, definitely go ahead and check out our newest venture. It's a website we created for Northside Manor. It's northsidemanor.wordpress.com. And on here, we'll post all of the game recaps, of course.
Any news?
Any news, any videos we
We
find.
put bios about each other on
Yes.
there, so.
Check it out. Leave comments on the articles if you want to. But this is an article that we had written for the Cubs season.
Yeah, and it's put together very nicely.
Yeah.
So we're gonna read it here for you guys. Hearts are still heavy, but heads are held high. For this season is an indicator for years to come. This 2015 Chicago Cubs team exceeded our expectations of the season, with Joe Madden leaving Tampa Bay to come here, John Lester signing a 6-year deal. All the rookies, Addison Russell, Kyle Schwarber, Chris Bryant, and Jorge Soler, all had an amazing season. Anthony Rizzo took on the captain role, which he succeeded at. Of course, the emergence of Jake Arrieta as an elite pitcher was a sight to see.
The Cubs are 1 year ahead of schedule, and no one would have thought that this was going to be the outcome of this season. The Cubs are one starting pitcher away from becoming the team to beat for many years to come. Remember this 2015 Chicago Cubs team. They will be talked about for years to come. Thank you, Chicago Cubs, for this season. It has been truly amazing for us fans. So thank you so much for your support from the All-Star game until the last game of the NLCS. This has been truly amazing for us to be able to talk about our favorite teams, and with all your support, we wouldn't have been able to do it without you guys.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth.
So that's going to do it for episode 17 of Northside Manor. Thank you very much. I'm Michael.
I'm Gabriella.
And go Cubs.
Let's go!